If you want to identify your target audience for your online presence, then you're in for a treat, because in today's video, I'm going to teach you how to pick a niche for your blog that will allow you to create the content needed to succeed. And speaking of being successful, if you want more advice on that, then make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the little bell next to the subscribe button so you can get notified every Wednesday when I post a new video. A very controversial topic I have found in the blogging world is, do you need a niche as a blogger, or is that even something you should focus on? Well, by the end of this video, you'll know two things: exactly what you want to create content about and exactly who you want to target. I successfully get over 100,000 page views on my blog every single month, and it's because I used this strategy when I was first starting out, and now it's your turn. Now, first of all, I want to give you an example, an analogy, so you can understand where I'm coming from on this subject. Let's say we have blog A and blog B. Blog A talks about loads of different topics. They talk about travel, food, self-development. They're all over the place. This blog is talking about topics that don't really fit well together in a coherent way. They're just topics that are of interest to the blog author. Blog B only blogs about veganism. So they're talking about how to be a vegan, vegan research, vegan recipes. It's all about veganism. So let's say that your friend sees this article on Pinterest or discovers this article through Google and wants to click on it and go to the website. The article is called 10 Vegan Breakfast Ideas, and she thinks it sounds like a really interesting article. If this person goes to blog A, she might first think, wow, this blog post is super helpful. Now, because our friend wants to become a vegan, she thinks, okay, I'm going to browse the rest of blog A's website because I think there's going to be a lot more content that's as valuable as this. But then she finds a blog post about music and a blog post about this person's recent holiday, and she asks herself, what is this blog even about? Our friend is likely to say, I loved your first post, it was great, but nothing else was relevant to me, and that's that, so see you later. Instead, if she goes to blog B, then blog B has a new fan. She's going to go to that blog post and think, wow, this is super helpful. The same reaction she had when she first visited blog A. She loves the post, and again, she decides to browse around to see if there's any more content that's as valuable as this. And again, she loves the post and she decides to browse around to see if there's any other similar, familiar content just like this article. And there is, and she is so excited about all the amazing content that's directly related to veganism. She's likely to subscribe to this blog and share it with her friends who are already vegan, and also share it with her friends who are wanting to become vegan. She's also now a potential customer because you have shown her that you have some authority on the subject of veganism. So she starts to trust you, she reads all your blog posts, and she opens all of your emails. Blog B has a new fan. So here's the point of that story. At their core, every content creator should be aiming to solve a problem. Not 20 million problems, just one problem. If you are blogging about lots of different topics, you're trying to target too many different people, or you don't know how to describe your blog or what it's even about, it's going to become much harder for you to try and make money from your blog in the future. It's also going to become harder for you to stand out as an authority online. Instead, let's say you blog about one topic or a couple of topics that relate to each other, and you speak to a specific type of person. Well, people are going to start to recognize you as a leader on that subject, and FYI, you do not have to be an expert to be a leader. When you narrow your focus, you give yourself the opportunity to create content that your entire audience loves, rather than content that feels mostly irrelevant. Because what is the point of creating such amazing content when half of your audience doesn't even want to read it? This also eventually allows you to sell products and services in the future because you are becoming that leader and you are standing standing out as an authority online? Would you rather become the go-to leader in your niche or someone who struggles to grow their tribe and their income? You have that choice to make, and you can choose to blog about a bunch of different topics. That's completely fine. I recommend that more if you want blogging to be your hobby. But if you are trying to turn your blog into a business, it is essential that you pick a niche. So I want to hear from you. Are you a hobby blogger or a business blogger? Let me know by putting either hobby or business in the comments below. Here are a few more benefits of picking a niche. 1, you make it easier for the right people to fall in love with your content. You are attracting those people to your website, but then your aim is to keep those people on your website and get them to subscribe to your email list. Audience growth also happens way faster. Take myself as an example. I started off with a lifestyle blog and I blogged about a bunch of different topics and I tried to target too many people. Now I did see some growth here and there, but it was a very small amount of growth. I wasn't really seeing new audience members and I felt really stagnant about how my blog was growing. Over time, I saw a couple of topics that I really started to enjoy talking about and that a lot of my readers seemed to enjoy reading about. I decided to hone in on these topics, which are the topics that I talk about today on my blog. When I started talking about those specific topics, I noticed 3 things that happened. There was a major significant spike in my traffic and my email list, and people who were sharing my content also started to tell more of their friends and family about my blog. A lot of this happened because I decided to hone in on a specific niche rather than being all over the place. Now people know what to expect of me and they know exactly how to share my content with others in the online world. Audience growth happens a lot faster when you decide to pick a niche. It also becomes easier for you to create consistent, useful content for your target audience. So how do you find your perfect niche? Well, there are 2 types. 1 is a topic niche, where you only blog about a certain topic. For example, a topic niche could be clear skin tips, and on that blog you are only talking about clear skin. This could be for anyone out there, any gender, any age, any race, any interest. The other type of niche is a demographic niche. This type of blog blogs about multiple topics, but they are hyper focused on a specific audience. So instead of clear skin tips, your demographic could be ethical beauty lovers between the ages of 20 and 39. For this type of niche, you could talk about DIY beauty products, ethical beauty standards, that sort of thing. For a demographic niche, you often have a lot of different topics that you talk about on your blog that are all related to one specific type of person. Now, most of you out there will have demographic niches. Some of you will have a topic niche where you are talking about one specific topic. My blog is more of a demographic niche because I blog about a lot of different topics, but they all relate to the same type of people, which are passionate bloggers and business owners. Now, I want to give you a note that you have to be careful with demographic niches. You want to make sure that the topics that you choose are relevant to one type of person. So don't think you can create a lifestyle blog where you talk about all these different things and then you say, well, it's okay because my target audience is people like me, because it just doesn't work that way. You want to be really specific about your audience. Why are they reading these topics and how do these topics intersect together to form this niche? They should all connect together in some way so they feel relevant to one type of person. So your niche formula should combine your passion and your skill with what your people need. Maybe you've noticed that your audience has many questions about a specific topic, or maybe they just have a need that you could fulfill for them. Look for the place where your passion, your skill, and your audience's needs intersect, because that is your niche formula. I also want you to consider this. Who is your target market? You need to know who you are creating content for in order to actually create that content. Think of your target market as one specific person, not an audience of people. We are creating content for one specific person in mind. I want you to really dig deep and just take a moment right now to think about who that person is. Why do they go to your website and what do they get out of it? Think about one specific person every time you create a piece of content, and then when it comes around to you actually creating a piece of content, you can just ask yourself, would my person find this useful? Would they find it relevant? If you answer no to that question, well, then you know you need to go back to the drawing board, because you know that it does not meet your niche and it is not helpful to your audience. But if you can say yes, well, then you know that you're definitely on the right track. Now you know exactly how to identify your target audience and pick a niche, but how do you put all this into action? How do you start creating content that they actually want to read? I've got a Boss Traffic Flow checklist to make sure you've got the basic foundations in place to get a consistent flow of traffic to your website, no matter what niche you're in. The link to that is below this video. Also, if you want to join a community of bloggers and business owners just like you, I have a secret society where I share the most up-to-date online marketing advice and the strategies I've used to get to where I am today. If you like this video, then let me know by liking it below, subscribe and share it with your fellow blogging bosses, and comment below with helpful if you found this video helpful in any way. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. You just bossed it.